What is going on? From a shocking assassination sparking a culture war, to a nation erupting over a social media ban, and a police chief rethinking free speech, our newsroom is exploding with the stories you need to know. We're diving deep into the biggest headlines that have everyone talking. First up, are conservatives truly embracing cancel culture? Next, we're heading across the pond, where a major police chief is proposing to stop policing tweets. Could this be a turning point for free speech in the UK? Then, get ready for a deep dive into Nepal, where a government crackdown on social media has led to a full-blown national uprising. What started as a ban on apps has exploded into protests demanding resignations and a reckoning with government failures. And finally, we're revisiting the controversial aftermath of Charlie Kirk's murder, dissecting the accusations that cancel culture has won the ultimate victory. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a second of this. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Cancel culture's seismic shift, the conservative turn. Did conservatives just flip the script on cancel culture? That's the explosive question dominating headlines and sparking heated debates. In the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, the narrative has shifted dramatically, with many on the left pointing fingers, claiming conservatives have fully embraced the very tactics they once vehemently denounced. This isn't just about political theater, it's about the very fabric of public discourse. The lines between robust debate and the rationalization of violence have blurred, leading to a climate where political opponents are routinely demonized as fascists and Nazis. The reaction to Kirk's murder has been particularly stark. Progressives are stunned and frightened by the number of individuals facing professional repercussions for their reactions to the event, fearing President Trump might use the tragedy to justify crackdowns on civil liberties. Public reaction has been swift and divided. Social media is ablaze with arguments, with platforms like Axios highlighting 4 ominous trends suggesting a worsening political climate, including high-profile assassinations and unprecedented online hunts to identify and shame those who celebrated Kirk's death. The Associated Press noted a chorus of conservatives now seeking to ostracize critics, while the Washington Post detailed firings and suspensions linked to Charlie Kirk posts. But does this represent a true embrace of cancel culture, or a reaction to a perceived escalation of political vitriol? The debate rages on. Don't go anywhere, because the lines between free speech and policing online behavior are about to get even more blurred. Next, we're investigating a radical proposal from London's top cop to stop policing tweets. UK police chief's bold move, rethinking tweet policing. In a move that could redefine the boundaries of free speech, Britain's most senior police officer is set to recommend sweeping changes that could allow police to stop policing tweets within weeks. This radical proposal from Sir Mark Rowley, Chief of London's Metropolitan Police, signals a potential shift away from the controversial crackdown on non-crime hate incidents that has led to years-long sentences for online remarks. Rowley plans to present proposals to the Home Secretary that would grant officers greater discretion, allowing them to avoid recording or investigating complaints where there's no evidence of real-world harm. This comes after a series of high-profile arrests for online speech, including that of comedy writer Graham Linehan, which have significantly undermined public trust in the police. Rowley himself has stated that the police are in an impossible position, and that they don't believe we should be policing toxic culture wars debates. However, the proposal isn't without its critics. Journalist Alison Pearson has called Rowley's stance disingenuous, arguing that police clearly have discretion to ignore complaints, citing numerous real-life crimes that receive less attention. She points to the arrest of Graham Linehan for tweets reported by a notorious trans activist, suggesting the police's hands are not as tied as Rowley claims. Critics also highlight a stark contrast in how online speech is policed versus real-world offenses, with minor online infractions leading to severe penalties, while more serious crimes are often overlooked. This debate intensifies amidst the UK Labour government's own proposals for digital IDs, which could link online activity to access to essential services. The situation is further complicated by a perceived two-tier policing system, where individuals like former conservative councillor Lucy Connolly received a lengthy sentence for an angry tweet, while a Labour councillor who called for the murder of far-right thugs was found not guilty. Will this bold proposal actually lead to less policing of online speech, or is it just a temporary reprieve? Stay tuned, because our next story takes us to Nepal, where a government ban on social media has ignited a firestorm of protest. Nepal erupts, social media ban sparks national uprising. What began as a bureaucratic tantrum over unregistered apps in Nepal has exploded into a full-blown national uprising, demonstrating the explosive consequences of government overreach in the digital age. Nepal's ruling class attempted to shut down social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, but instead of achieving digital order, they triggered a nationwide meltdown and a torrent of public fury. The government's demand for social media companies to register under vague regulations quickly escalated when platforms refused. The state's response, pulling the plug, was met with immediate and widespread public outrage. However, the social media ban was merely the spark that ignited a powder keg of pre-existing grievances. Decades of rampant corruption, soaring youth unemployment, a constantly shifting political landscape with 14 governments since 2008, and a general lack of hope for the future had left the population disillusioned and primed for revolt. For young Nepalis, social media isn't a luxury. It's a vital lifeline for earning a living, connecting with family abroad who send remittances, and accessing education. The ban severed these connections, sparking economic sabotage and personal crises. Students, walking out of classes, joined the protests, demanding not just the restoration of internet access, but the resignations of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and other officials accused of corruption and authoritarian tendencies. The situation quickly devolved into chaos, with reports of live ammunition, rubber bullets, and water cannons used against protesters. Tragically, at least 19 people have been confirmed dead, with hundreds injured. The government, facing a monumental crisis, was forced into a rapid and embarrassing backpedal, restoring access to all banned platforms. Prime Minister Oli eventually resigned after his home was reportedly torched by protesters. This seismic event in Nepal is a stark reminder of the power of digital platforms and the cost of censorship. But how does this compare to the ongoing debate about cancel culture and the aftermath of a controversial political assassination? Next, we're diving back into that fiery discussion. Cancel culture's ultimate victory, the Charlie Kirk aftermath. The assassination of Charlie Kirk has ignited a firestorm of debate, with accusations flying that cancel culture has achieved its ultimate victory, ghoulishly celebrated by the radical left and even parts of the media. This isn't just about political disagreement. It's about the very definition of free speech and the consequences of online discourse in an increasingly polarized world. Many on the left have pointed to conservative reactions as evidence of their embrace of cancel culture, while conservatives argue they are merely reacting to what they see as dangerous extremism and the celebration of political violence. The situation is further complicated by media outlets that have been accused of either downplaying the severity of the reactions to Kirk's death or even appearing to justify them. Examples cited include tweets from academics and politicians that seemingly condone or celebrate the assassination, alongside media reports that focus on controversial statements made by Kirk, framing them as provocations. This has led to a deep divide in how the events are perceived. Some argue that the outrage over the celebration of Kirk's murder is a necessary response to protect societal norms against political violence, while others see the attempts to ostracize or punish those who reacted poorly as a dangerous expansion of cancel culture. The debate is further fueled by contrasting cases, such as the sentencing of individuals for online speech deemed non-crime hate incidents in the UK, while others who have made violent threats against perceived political enemies face fewer repercussions. The core of the issue lies in the blurring lines between criticism, hate speech, and the incitement of violence. As the dust settles, the question remains: has the pursuit of ideological purity led to a point where the very principles of free expression are under threat, regardless of political affiliation. That's all the breaking news we have for you today, but we're not done yet. Stick around for a lightning round recap of all the major stories and our full call to action. And that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We covered conservatives potentially embracing cancel culture after Charlie Kirk's assassination, a UK police chief's plan to stop policing tweets, Nepal's massive uprising against a social media ban, and the ongoing debate over cancel culture's ultimate victory. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Glowline for more, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content.